Hello guys and welcome to Buzz Hub. In this video, I'll be talking about the Star Life series Lost in Love. I'll be talking about the return of Savi and the death of Teju and Rajat. Before I continue, make sure to click on the subscribe button and also turn on the bell icon. Dr. Sowa removes the plaster from Neil's leg after a month. As Neil recalls Teju's love confession, the Pradhan family celebrates his recovery. Neela tells Neil she brought Aparajita flowers from the temple, which remind him of Teju again. Dr. Sowa encourages Neil to try walking. Inspired by Teju's words, Neil makes the attempt but stumbles. His family rallies around him and Dr. Sowa reassures them that Neil is fine. When asked to rest, Neil insists on going out. Neil objects, but Neil, determined, prays at the home mandir, vowing to prove Teju's innocence and return with her as his wife. He takes a box of Sindor as a symbol of his resolve. As Neil heads out, Jitu insists on accompanying him. Outside, Jitu guesses Neil is going to Teju's house and offers to drive him there despite Neil's hesitation. At Omi's house, a neighbor informs them the family is away until evening. Jitu suggests calling them, but Neil says he must first clear Teju's name. When Neil experiences pain, Jitu decides to take him to the hospital. En route, their car hits a woman disguised as an old lady, Savi in disguise. She refuses help and walks away, leaving Jitu surprised by her agility. Savi, still disguised, searches for her missing granddaughter and infiltrates a kidnapper's hideout. When attacked, she reveals her identity as ACP Savi, overpowers the goons and calls in a team. She discovers a fake wall behind which the kidnapped children are hidden and rescues them. The goons are arrested. DCP Manjreka arrives, taking credit in front of the media. Vakti notes he always takes Savi's credit, but Savi calmly says her focus is public safety. A rescued girl tells Savi she wants to become a police officer like her. Savi, inspired by her late father Virat, encourages her to pursue that dream. Meanwhile, at home, Bhagyashree complains about Savi's absence. Riddhi informs her that Kahan is awake. Bhagyashree criticizes Savi for prioritizing work over family. Her daughter defends Savi, calling her ACP of Nagpur. Bhagyashree dismisses the role and insists young Say dress as a businessman for an upcoming fancy dress competition, though Say wants to be a cop. Savi supports her daughter, but Bhagyashree demands she prepare the bulb for Akshaya Tritiya. Sarah makes a dramatic entrance, breaking the vase and presenting a gold coin for the puja, while her husband scolds her. Bhagyashree welcomes them. In the kitchen, Savi finds the housemaid unwell and sends her home. Rajat calls to reassure Savi not to mind Bhagyashree's harshness and says he will try to return early. That night, Say asks Savi to come to a competition. Bhagyashree assures her Rajat will come, but not to expect Savi. Rajat later calls Riddhi and speaks to Bhagyashree, urging her not to scold Savi and reminding her it's everyone's duty to care for the children. He asks Riddhi to look after Kihan as Savi has a night shift. Bhagyashree comments but walks away. During duty, Savi drinks coffee with colleagues who admire Rajat's support for her. Savi agrees, claiming to know him well. Suddenly, a walkie-talkie alerts announces a double murder in Shivaji Nagar. At the crime scene, Savi takes Rajat to take care of the kids, but then hears Rajat's message tone nearby. Moments later, her colleagues discover Rajat's body on a bus, shocking Savi. Savi grows uneasy upon hearing Rajat's message tone at the scene. Inspectors board the bus and are stoned to discover the lifeless bodies of Rajat and Teju. Savi enters, demanding to know if any identification has been found. Vatsky responds they are still investigating and tries to stop Savi from seeing the bodies, but Savi pushes past her. Overcome with grief at the sight of Rajat and Teju, she says she feels something is wrong and calls Rajat's number. His phone rings near the body. Realizing the horrifying truth, Savi breaks down, screaming his name and pleading with him to wake up. Vatsky reminds her of protocol, but Savi insists he is not a body, he is my husband. She reveals she had just spoken to Rajat before duty. An inspector notes that a car near the bus appears to belong to Rajat. Vatsky questions what Teju was doing with him that night. At the hospital, Dr. Sowa finds Neil walking despite his physiotherapy appointment and urges him to rest. Neil refuses, saying he can't until he finds Teju. He speaks of Teju as someone who gave his life meaning and vows to reunite with her. Later, Neil is devastated to see Teju's body with a gunshot wound. In denial, he pleads with her to wake up, while Sowa and Jita try to console him. As police take her body, Neil fills her hair partition with Sindor in a final gesture of love. Savi arrives at the hospital, altered by her last conversation with Rajat. She confronts his body and asks, "Who will answer my questions now?" before being asked to leave. Vatsky informs her that the woman was Teju, Neil Pradhan's wife, and that Neil is in deep shock. Savi is left wondering what brought Rajat there that night. When Vatsky offers to inform Bhagyashree, Savi declines. The next day, Savi returns home and breaks the news to Bhagyashree, who collapses in grief. Nidhi and Say overhear and are devastated. Say, confused and hurt, asks why her father left. Meanwhile, Tara's husband sees the news of Rajat's murder, adding to the family's heartbreak. At the Pradhan household, the family watches media coverage of the double murder. Alok questions Neil, while Neela and Nandini criticizes Teju. Manjari and Jitu urge them to stop, but tensions rise. Neil, enraged by false media claims, breaks the television and defends Teju, revealing he asked her to leave that day because he didn't trust the family and wanted a fresh start with her. When Busan calls Teju a bad woman, Neil stands firm, asserting that she was framed by Rituraj and was innocent. Rituraj mocks Neil's loyalty to Teju, prompting Neil to physically confront him. The family intervenes, but Neil wants them all not to speak ill of her. Nandini, still skeptical, questions Neil's unwavering defense of Teju. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, click on the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell for more upcoming twist videos on the Star Life series Lost in Love.